Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here once again. Today we are going to be looking ahead to Sunday's Week 4 NFL slate, like I said, for the main slate there. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that to show you guys what's going on. Like I said, there is a lot of injuries with the NFL, more than the NBA. Like I said, I am going to be doing this on Saturday, this video. So, like I said, keep in mind that a lot of these injuries will probably be, decided by Sunday. So definitely take that with a grain of salt. But this is what we're looking at right now. And yeah, so our NBA was pretty good. I told you guys that if you're doing lineups for NBA, just do 150 for the single game, just your best shot of winning. And yeah, give out 150 lineups through CSV to our premium members for NBA, and it was pretty good for the squad. Put in 1,500 there in a 150, 150 lineups, and won 7,400. As you see there, 200,000 a first. Definitely split with a lot of people, but we'll definitely take that. Still a pretty good return there for the most part. Like I said, a lot of you guys may not have that much to spend. You can put in the 25-cent one. You can max it. Do like a 20 max at like $3 a pop. You can do whatever. $4 one, whatever fits you the best. But this is what we did, and it was pretty good for everyone. So, yeah, would love to have you. I did mention on Slack, I forgot to mention on here, we are going to be doing 150 lineups max for single game NFL. So if you guys are interested in getting in on that, we will be doing 3 slates per week, usually Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football for the single game. So if you want to get in on that, we'd love to have you. All you need to do is message us and get in. Yeah, like I said, the way that we will give you it, we're just going to probably about 30, 40 minutes before lock, we will send you the CSV file for the 150 lineups. Pretty easy. Just copy and paste it into Fanduel, and then you are set. Like I said, you don't have to do all 150. You can do 50 or 60 of them, whatever fits your budget. But like I said, there's a 5 cent, there's a 25 cent, there's a 444 ones that you can enter. Yeah, like I said, if you're interested in that, let us know. Definitely excited to continue that. So that's what we got going on for all the recap. Like I said, to get in on that, check out our Twitter in the comment section below. Yeah, this week we have week 4 of the NFL. My first video doing that for you guys. Like I said, we have a ton of entries. I'm just gonna go over a couple here on the left side. Mozart's out, Jimmy G's out, Humphreys is out, Jeffrey Jackson Hyde questionable, Carson questionable, Michael Thomas out, Cook out, Ruggs questionable. Bichelle questionable. Like I said, there's a ton of questionables. I'll just go down a little bit more. You guys can read those. Hopkins also big one. But yeah, so for the most part, we got a ton of injuries to look at here. So we're gonna quickly go through these games, the games that I'm really interested in. I'm not gonna go through them all; it'll take 45 minutes. So Cleveland, Dallas. This one here, we have a we go find the total here for you guys real quick. We have a 56 total in Dallas by 4. So they're expecting this one to be very high scoring. And what does high scoring usually mean? Usually means it's going to be a lot of passing. That's what's going to happen. Dallas's defense is just not good right now. A lot of their guys are banged up. And for the most part, Dallas has been in some pretty high scoring games. We saw it last week with Seattle. We saw it the week before with Atlanta. So for the most part, Cleveland is not really the biggest passing team out there. They definitely rely on their running game. But this week, I think they could be playing from behind here against Dallas. Well, that's the best case scenario if you're stacking Cleveland. So if you are, that means they're going to have to throw. Baker Mayfield, his first 3 games have not had to throw too much, as you see here. And for the most part, not really facing too good of offenses. Obviously, Baltimore, but they have a pretty good defense. So yeah, I don't mind Baker Mayfield in a GPP. Like I said, I'm going to name a couple GPP stacks. So I like Baker Mayfield, Odell, and Landry. I like that combo right there. If you want to, you can put in Nick Chubb. But the running game, I'm not sure how much they're going to run. But like I said, Cleveland, that's their bread and butter is running. So, but if this is going to be a high scoring game like they think it's going to be, I think Odell and Landry get into it a lot more than they have been. And for the most part, these guys are really cheap, and we know what they can do. We know it, and so yeah, if you're gonna go GPP, I do like a small Cleveland stack. Like I said, that is a massive total. So, um, like I said, everyone Vegas is expecting this one to, like I said, be high scoring, and Cleveland's probably going to have to throw the ball to keep this one close. On the flip side, chalky, but Prescott, Elliott, I would pair obviously Prescott with Cooper if you can. Gallup, he's a big GPP guy, but this guy's a home run or miss kind of guy right here. He's gonna get half decent targets last time out, but he's one of the guys that's gonna get you like a 60, 70 yard touchdown pass. This guy that you're gonna air it out to. So a little risky, but he definitely has high risk, high reward for Gallup. You could look at CD if you want, but I really like Cooper and Gallup here as the main guys. Cedric Wilson was solid last week, so if you want to ride the wave with him, you can look at him as well. Not too into these tight ends. Dalton Schultz is worth a look if you want to go that way. But yeah, that one should be pretty good. Indiana, Chicago. I'm not going to go too into it. Nick Foles, he did win the job, so Allen Robertson could be worth a look. Indy is a really good defensive team, so just keep that in mind. But looks like Robertson and Foles did pretty good. So if there's one hookup that might go off, could be Robinson and Foles. Minnesota and Houston, another pretty good total over here that we're looking at. Let me go find it. We got a 53.5 in Houston by 3. So Minnesota, they're not the Minnesota defense that we've seen the last 3 or 4 years. They're not as good. So Houston, honestly, one of my favorite stacks. Hopefully they can get it going. They are 0-3, but the 3 teams they have faced are pretty dang good teams. And as we know, Minnesota is not good. Like I said, Kansas City, solid. Baltimore, good D. And Pittsburgh, good defense. Still throwing a pretty good amount of passing yards. Interceptions, you don't want that. But I think he could definitely air it out here. Saved 800, a little bit of a discount for Watson. One of my top quarterbacks on the slate. David Johnson could be worth a look as well. They could be up a little bit here against Minnesota, so I don't mind putting him in there. And also, he gets a couple targets out of the backfield, more of a DK play, but still, if he gets a touchdown, a couple receptions, he can get you anywhere 14 to 16. So don't mind David Johnson. Wolfe Fuller was on the uh, injury, limited in practice, I think, but looks like he is going to play. He absolutely screwed everybody last week. Sorry, the week before with a 0 against Baltimore, but I think he gets back on track at 6,100. Very, very cheap. I do like him a lot. Also, you can look at Cobb and Brandon Cooks as well, but Will Fuller is definitely the guy that I'm going to go to. And not really too into anyone on the Minnesota side. You can look at, my bad, you can go look at Dalvin Cook if you want to. All right, we got Arizona and Carolina in this one. So I kind of like Carolina. Um, GPPs only. If you're playing cash, do not go them. But like I said, we saw what Detroit did last week against against Arizona, and they beat them. So I don't mind a little sneaky Carolina stack. You can put in Teddy. He is throwing quite a bit, man. So I mean, if he gets a couple, he could definitely, get you around 18 to 22, 23 points at very, very low ownership. You got no McCaffrey, so they're definitely going to have to throw quite a bit. And then I love Mike Davis, one of the better cheap options here at $6,300. 19 points last time without McCaffrey. The good thing about this guy is he gets a lot of targets out of the backfield, so kind of like a poor man's McCaffrey, still gets some receptions out of there. So Mike Davis, love that dude. If Hopkins don't play, man, that really hurts Arizona a little bit. If he's out and Kirk's out, might hurt Murray a little bit. Might help out his running game though, but Larry might come into play if Kirk is out and Hopkins does play. Andy Isabella is probably a chalky but really good play as well. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore probably more than Robbie Anderson if you're doing that stack, but both those guys are in pretty good place. So if you're doing a 3-man Carolina, I got Teddy, Mike Davis, and DJ Moore. Maybe a little bit of Robbie Anderson. I do like Arizona, but it just depends on what's going on with their wide receivers. Let's go through this a little bit quicker. Jacksonville, Cincinnati. I do like a small Cincinnati stack just because Joe Burrow throws like 7 million passes a game, so that definitely helps out quite a bit in the wide receiver area. 36, 61, and 44 passing attempts. So Mixon is in a half decent spot. Dude's been absolute trash for the most part, but gets a couple targets as well, and might get you a touchdown. So that's on the low end, just a GPP play. I do like Tyler Boyd. AJ Green could get a touchdown this week. I get it. He's getting a little bit older. His targets are still there. 9, 13, and 6. Still getting targets, just not getting a lot of receptions. Who knows? He might be your dark horse this week and pick up a touchdown. Might get you 10 to 13 fantasy points. So I do like him and Tyler Boyd. Seattle and Miami, another high total. Let's go look at it real quick. Got a 54 in Seattle by 5. So Seattle's defense is not doing too good this year, so this could be a high-scoring game. For the most part, Seattle should be up in this one. So I don't mind Wilson. It's going to be hard to get him, though. If Carson does play, I love him quite a bit. If he's fully healthy, Lockett and Metcalf are obvious options. I don't mind Miami as another GPP three-man stack. They should be behind in this one, so they're going to have to be aired it out. So Fitzpatrick might have to air it out quite a bit. So I don't mind going Fitzpatrick, Devontae Parker, and probably Geeski. I don't know how to say his name. Those three, and then obviously if you don't want to go Parker, you could go Preston Williams. But Parker's a little bit safer. Like I said, that's only if you think Miami's going to be down, which they should be. So they're going to be airing it out quite a bit, trying to catch up. So I do like a little Miami stack. Like I said, Seattle is obviously very cashy. New Orleans, Detroit in this one. New Orleans is banged up quite a bit on the defense and offense. So obviously Alvin Kamara, 100%, got to have him in some lineups. Thomas and Cook is out, so some of those guys may step up. On that New Orleans side, I do like Galladay. I think he's still well underowned. Going to be underowned this week and underpriced. He had 7 targets, 6 for 57 last week, so I do like Galladay. One of the few guys I like for Detroit. LA and Tampa Bay. I don't have too much in this one. Don't mind Tampa Bay's defense. We saw what happened to the Chargers last week. A lot of people had them as a stack. They did half decent, but overall, I mean, they played the Panthers and they lost. So Tampa defense definitely could be worth a look. Baltimore, Washington, this should be a blowout. So you could look at J.K. Dobbins a little bit, or maybe Mark Ingram. Both of those guys half decent. Lamar's good, a little expensive for me. Marquise Brown, don't mind him in a GPP one-off. Giants and the Rams in this one. Yeah, don't mind the Rams. The only thing I'm worried about is if they are up by quite a bit, they may slow down the wide receiver area there. So, but I do like Robert Woods and Cup. I would rather have Woods a little bit cheaper. Daryl Henderson, a solid option at 6,400, should get the ball quite a bit. Malcolm Brown could also get the ball as well, but I like Henderson a lot more. The Rams defense is not that great this year, so if you want to take just a far off GPP pick, Daniel Jones was a little bit slated in Mark Ingram in one of your one off GPPs if you want to go that way. But that's just, definitely GPP. But like I said, Rams defense is not looking too good. So who knows? Maybe Giants get a little bit on them. Pittsburgh, Tennessee, obviously that game is postponed. Buffalo and Las Vegas Raiders. So it looks like Allen has John Brown back. Hurst Diggs a little bit, but also, like I said, Brown, Diggs, and Josh Allen are all in pretty good spots here. Henry Ruggs is doubtful, could help out Renfro, but also that gives a lot of extra targets to Darren Waller, so I don't mind going that way. And the last one we have is New England and Kansas City in this one. Another one of those ones where New England could be behind. So this one honestly could go both ways. New England's behind early, so they have to throw the ball quite a bit, or they keep this game close and they slow the clock down and run it a lot with Cam and like I said, with a lot of these other guys. So if they slow it down, obviously they don't get Patty Mahomes more time to throw the ball. So, like I said, that's what Baltimore should have did last week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It could go either way. If you think they're going to be down by quite a bit, Cam's in play, and then obviously later their wide receivers are in play. Edelman's in play if he does play. If not, Harry is not bad, and then obviously Bird as well could be worth a GPP look for New England. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Um, there he is, Bird at only 4,500, more for DK punt play there. So that's what we got going on. I'm gonna go cash for this one. As I mentioned, I showed you guys all those GPP plays that I did like. there quite a bit. So if you're going cash, like I said, Russell Wilson's pretty good. I really like Watson. I think he rebounds here at only 7,800, and I think he needs to get you 24 to 25 fantasy points. I do like Alvin Kamara. All those guys are out, so I think he's gonna have to go out there and be one of the main guys for him. Henderson or Mike Davis, honestly, you can go to either one of those guys. I think Davis has a little bit more upside, and I love him on DK because of the targets he gets as a running back. Going over here to wide receiver, like I said, this is obviously way before anything that we know. But like I said, Hopkins for sure one of the top receivers out there. Mike Evans, don't mind him with Godwin being out. Galladay, very cheap, solid option. Um, I think Metcalf is still pretty cheap. Woods, as I mentioned. Let me see who else we got. AJ, like I said, I mentioned a lot of those guys. The wide receivers, I'm basically just going to pair those guys with their quarterback. So I guess we'll go Will Fuller as one of them. That's what I'm going to do this week. Just have a lot of 3-4 man stacks of these teams and see how we go. Tight end, like I said, Darren Waller's pretty good. If you can get Kelsey, I love him. Probably one of the top for sure. His usage rate's crazy. And like I said, you got Mike there as well. A little bit if you want to go that way. And then that gives you what 5,800 defense. We're looking at probably Buccaneers out of all of them. Ravens for sure got to have them. Colts not bad, but Foles is not that bad, and he could maybe light them up. Rams they're only high because the Giants suck, but I just don't think I can trust them much. Bills that could be a high scoring game as well. So I think Buccaneers are probably the way I'm going to go there. So that gives you 6,200 to get a couple more guys. Like I said, I named a lot of cheap wide receivers out there, and like I said, some good running backs as well. So a little bit longer video than I wanted to, but it was, like I said, a pretty big slate out there. So if you have any other questions, if I missed a couple people or there's some guys that you might like that I did miss, let me know in the comment section. Say, hey, I like this guy as well. You did miss him. Or as Orba, if you have any questions about the slate, let me know as well. Just message us on our Twitter. And like I said, if you want the 150 lineups for a single game for NFL, Fanduel would love to have you guys come join us. Like I said, this was last night for NBA, and we took down the tournament. Like I said, shared it with people, but definitely made a pretty good profit. So, yeah, if you want to get in on NFL, 150 lineups, 3 slates, so that's 400 lineups for the 1 week. Just message us on our Twitter, and we will help you guys out and get you all set up on that. So, all right, guys, that is it. Thanks for watching the long video. If you enjoyed it and you want more NFL, leave a like. I do appreciate it. If you guys are new here, hit that sub button as well. Like I said, around 37% of you guys are not subbed. So if you could help me out and hit that sub button, definitely would appreciate it. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you guys a little bit later on.